Stepping off the plane, it's so easy to breathe again. Life in the big city has finally took its toll, and it's been so long, but I'm finally home and walk better place to rest my weary bones than on this beautiful island where there's so much to see. Every corner I turn, there's something there to remind me of my beautiful nation and what it means to me. Not a thing out of place, that's what's special about it. And do you hear? It's the songs the birds are singing. Do you hear? It's the sound that's everlasting, and there's no end in sight, just the beginning of our lives. Sweet Grenada, this is home, yes. And do you hear? It's the songs the birds are singing. Do you hear? It's a sound that's everlasting, and there's no end in sight, just the beginning of our lives. Sweet Grenada, this is home, home, home. Sweet Grenada, yeah.
Yeah, welcome Grenada, Carriacou, Peter Monica and the world. Welcome to another Mikey Live. This is news discussed, not told. We were just trying at last minute to verify a stabbing incident that we are receiving information coming in just as we were about to come online. We were collecting information relating to a stabbing incident. We are going to share that with you in a moment. I still have our reporter on the line who is still sending in the information about that, so we will get that information going in a moment. Let's just take care of our headlines. Tonight we are going to be telling you about an accident which occurred in St. Mark just around midday today. We're also going to tell you about the Queen's Park Rangers players, those associated with that club, suspended, and we will tell you why. Reports of the stabbing incident at the bus terminal, as well as sports is not extracurricular activity. We have an excerpt from the Minister of Education, Emmeline Pear, speaking about what are the roles and responsibilities of a teacher when they're hired. We are going to share that with you in a moment. And woman to take the government to court for salary deduction. That's a very interesting one. We want to share with you some of these stories you'll be hearing about for the first time, and they'll be forming talking points for tomorrow, God's willing. Last night we showed you a bit of what the attorney had to say about a man raping his wife, and that also created a buzz today. All right, so we'll tell you a lot of things that will create buzzes. All right, so stay right there. We want to thank those of you who are always onto Mikey Live. Thank you for being with us, as loyal as you are. We say thank you every night. As well, those of you who are viewing the program for the first time, we let you know that, hey, it is news discussed, not told, and we want you to be part of the business. You can always put in your comments in the comment section and be involved and engage in the discussion that happens as these stories go on. All right, so folks, we want to let you know that the headlines is brought to you through the kind compliments of Duty Free Caribbean and Colombian Emeralds International. And as we say, when we come back, it will be real news in Olelililolo. So brace all yourself. I see the people on WPG10 live right now, so we want to big up all the people on WPG10, Jay, as well as Hamlet. Those of you on the technical side of things, we want to say hello to you and the entire staff at WPG10. All right, guys, so let's go. We are coming back.
And so it begins. A journey like no other. Jungles so lush, they make emeralds jealous. Water that sparkles like diamonds. Mountains with more facets than precious gems. This is where good times are had, where love is strengthened, where memories are formed. And when it all comes to an end, bring home something that will never fade. Colombian Emeralds International. Bring home more than a memory.
It's a new year, so how about a new look? At Quartz Optical, we have the latest brand names and styles. Plus, get 20% off credit on 12 to 24 months. Instant credit approval while you are being tested. Get 15% off cash, so you can get that new frame to go into the new year. Only at Quartz Optical, the largest, fastest growing optical chain in the Caribbean. Special conditions apply.
Colors promotion together with Carib present National Colors Fest.
Everybody safe, girls winding up, keep up.
National Colors Fest, Wednesday, February 6th, the night before the holiday. Moonlight City, we deck off in our national colors and come out to play a mass. And you see, when morning touch, Grenada's best takes the stage. Sheldon Douglas, Boise, Dash,
Wind up, we don't want no
Easy, Jab King, Heine Jab and Sosa, Muddy and Squeezed, Looney Spark and Electrify, Zooty Man and more. Get ready, cause a mask go play. We embrace the ice, green and gold National Colors Fest, 10 p.m. to 10 a.m. General admission 25. Ticket outlets are Gittins England Dance, Heather Boutique, Shufty's Bar, opposite the terminal, Spice Mobile Quad, Shi's Bar Victoria, Big Lane Bar Sates, Kwame in River Sally, Daigo Shop Tivoli, Bogoso Barbershop, Kevin and Crush Barbershop Grenville, and St. David's Pharmacy. National Colors Fest, Wednesday, February 6th, Moonlight City.
The pride and joy of a nation is its flag. Its colors and arrangement makes it significant and stunningly beautiful. On Wednesday, February 6th, it's National Colors Day. Every proud Grenadian is asked to deck off in clothing highlighting the colors of our flag. Whether you are dressed for work, daily routines, or casual engagements, showcase the true Grenadian spirit. Every ministry, every department, and all workplaces are encouraged to join in. National Colors Day, Wednesday, February 6th, 2019. Endorsed by the National Celebrations Committee. Our people, our colors, our day. On Wednesday, February 6th, National Colors Day.
All right, so folks, we are now ready to tell you what's making the news for today. Get your drink, get your eat and thing, and let's organize some news right now. All right, so folks, let's go. The first thing that we have to tell you about, everybody is preparing for the mosquitoes. Yes, all the all the Caribbean islands. I've seen stories from here, there, and everywhere, and so even corporate entities are now getting involved. And we have this one. All you know, this young lady here, Larissa. Yeah, good child, you know. All right. They say that the workforce at Sandals, Grenada, has been sensitized on the threats of dengue. But we still wanted to share that with you because the information is general. And they're saying following a recent region-wide dengue outbreak alert, the team members at Sandals, Grenada were sensitized on the threat of the dengue virus. At the most recent session of Sandals' monthly Prestige Awards in Environment, Health and Safety Manager Larissa Mark took the opportunity to raise awareness. She says that we must be mindful of the risk of mosquito-borne viruses and the impact they have on us, our children, our families, and our businesses. Vector-transmitted viruses is a constant threat endemic to tropical destinations such as Grenada and the Caribbean islands at large. She further cautioned that alongside being a threat to our individual health, reports of an outbreak has far-reaching implications for our island's economy, which heavily depends on tourism. Ms. Mark went on to reiterate that preventative measures are important, noting it is up to us to prevent the spread of dengue and other similarly contracted viruses. The Aedes species reproduce by laying eggs in stagnant water or damp areas and need only small amounts of water, even in the form of vapor, to survive. Now, by implementing simple measures on a regular basis, we can keep mosquitoes out of our homes and our resorts. Making specific reference to their resort now, all right? So she's saying that you need to eliminate breeding sites, properly dispose of bottles, cups, and anything that can hold stagnant water. Use insect repellent, wear protective clothing, especially during the peak feeding hours, early morning and late evening, and use mosquito nets. Now she further reminded the team members of the symptoms, the dengue symptoms. It includes fever, muscle and joint ache, headache, nausea, and vomiting. If you or a loved one displays these symptoms, seek medical attention urgently. You understand? Although it's important to know about the times when the mosquito and them just get bad. Early morning, people, and in the evening time, people. So lock up all the house and in the morning, and in the evening time, afternoon, 5 o'clock, and then kind of business, lock up. Because that when they just come out, you know, they say after 6 months on this. Well, after 6 mosquitoes turn beast. And I mean, we are moving on. How we looking? All the shady business. Earlier, there was an accident in St. Mark today, boy. You know, Jed, you know. You understand? It just happened around midday, so. You understand? What led to the accident, we are not sure. But one source who was on the scene said, Mikey, it would have appeared that the driver sustained some head injuries in their humble opinion may not be life-threatening. Folks, I mean, we're not trying to be funny or anything like that, but you realize that many of the accidents that we are seeing these days is vehicle turning over on the head, you know. Before time we used to have fender benders and a little thing. These days them vehicle and them turning over, you know. You understand? I don't understand this. You know what I mean? People, what really happening, boy? No, serious. This thing's unheard of. But no, before a little thing, vehicle on the head, you know. I ain't making it up. You go back, drink some water in the program. You go back, you know what I mean, to the past 2-3 months. And look at those accidents and then vehicle on top of their head. I ain't making it up. And that, listen, there are other accidents that happened in the past few days that we didn't even report on. Listen, when my phone go off, sometimes I was afraid to look at it. I ain't lying. The last few weeks, when my phone go off, I was afraid. You know what I mean? I ain't lying to tell all the because them thing and them that's just fighting you. Because it's just too many people. Too many Jed. Anyway. 7 Queen's Park Rangers, officials, players, you know, they all make up the 7. Suspended, you know. I ain't making it up. Several players of the Queen's Park Rangers football team and its coach have been suspended indefinitely. This is how serious this is, you know. They say that they have been suspended indefinitely from the game of football in Grenada, pending a hearing of the disciplinary committee of the Grenada Football Association. How we end up there? Let me explain. Remember we told you about an attack on a referee about 2 weeks ago. Charlton Forsyth in a Queen's Park Rangers Hurricane Premier League game that was on the 13th of January. Remember that weekend? Right. Now the Grenada Football Association has updated us on this matter, and they've sent a press release saying that he was physically assaulted and was injured and had to seek medical attention at the General Hospital. You know? So the GFA have taken action against the players and the coach who was involved in this incident. Some of the players who are and the persons who are on this list, listed as suspended: Raquel Charles, Remington Charles, Brian Andrew, Kieran Williams, Aaron Kingston, Antonio Pear, and Randy Boca. Good players, coach, and things like that. So they get themselves in trouble and have been suspended indefinitely. We're not sure as to when the whole thing is going to start, when the disciplinary committee is going to meet, and when they're going to make the final decisions and how they're going to proceed. But hey, indefinitely. Indefinitely. You know what I mean? Earlier, we are getting reports of a stabbing incident. You know, just before coming on the program, so we had to delay the start of the program for about 3 minutes or so just to get the information. And then I just saw an alert come up on my screen, and one of my media colleagues, Calistra Ferreira, is also reporting on this thing. A PBC student hospitalized, and a bus driver held for questioning, according to this report, following an incident that may have involved a knife at the bus terminal. You understand? They say that the student is a well-known student because he's the son of an artist. You know, according to Calistra, the boy was in an altercation with another person when the bus driver left his post at the wheel and went to check out the situation. And they say that the student is said to have struck the driver in the face and then began brandishing the weapon. And witnesses say that the boy was disarmed but did not stand down. You know, according to Calistra, police sources say he suffered a knife wound on the left side of his lower back. The bus operator, who works the Dabo route, suffered a knife injury to one of his hands and is expected to press charges. He was treated at the St. George's Health Center under police guard. Official sources say there are video footage captured by cameras inside the bus terminal, and they were being reviewed as part of the ongoing investigation. You know what I mean? Never heard that yet. We're moving on. How we looking? We're moving on. All right, Olia. So the next thing that I have to tell you about, boy, is Education Minister Emmeline Peer. All right, hold on. So people, as tension between the unions and the government heats up over the work to rule, we have the Education Minister Emmeline Peer speaking yesterday at a press briefing about the union's decision to effect the work to rule and the implications of so doing, leading to the cancellation of the intercall games. You understand? Now, since then, the government has announced that they will be having a Grenada secondary school games, all right, to afford the youngsters an opportunity to be selected by the scouts and all them kind of business, you know. Yeah. She say to cancel the games is robbing the athletes of an opportunity to take themselves and their families out of poverty. She hinted that it is within teachers' duties to assist the students in those sort of activities. You understand? And I'm like, I think I kind of like see where this is going, people. You understand? Listen to the minister and this business.
To not provide these students with that opportunity, to me, is denying ordinary poor children of our society an opportunity to pull their families out of poverty. It's denying them an opportunity to lift themselves up, and indeed denying them that opportunity to have a chance to succeed in life. As a government, we believe that we do have the means and the structure in place through the Ministry of Education and the Ministry of Sports to do this. I wish, therefore, to refer to a copy of the appointment letter of teachers, which speaks to the stipulated conditions under which teachers are appointed. And I wish, therefore, to refer to section or item F, which says, and I probably would use the introduction to F. It says the following are the stipulated conditions for your appointment. F says, to perform any additional duties, including extracurricular activities, which may, from time to time, be assigned by the principal or any education official. I have heard that fairs and other extracurricular activities have been cancelled as a result of the industrial impasse and the work to rule particularly. What I read to you less than a minute ago comes from the rule, which is the terms under which a teacher is appointed. And this speaks particularly to extracurricular activities. What I referred to earlier is not an extracurricular activity. This is a co-curricular activity, and I would even go as far as to say a curricular activity, because we now have at the Ministry of Education a curriculum officer for sports. This government has made it its duty to ensure that we would have appointed and confirmed several physical education teachers and coaches around the island in all of our secondary schools because of the value that we place on sports and because of the importance of sports in the all-round development of our children. We know that all of our students are not very academically inclined. And so for many of our students, sports has been the avenue to their success. Sports has been a vehicle to their success. And under no terms and condition can we deny them of such an opportunity.
All right. So it leaves one to wonder, what next? If the getting involved in the sporting activities and so on is a core activity and not an extra, it's co-curricular and not extracurricular, are the teachers going to be demanded to get involved in these sporting activities, particularly probably the upcoming school games? I don't know, people. This thing is getting interesting. It's like a movie. I ain't lying to tell you. It's a journalist's playground. It's like a movie, you know? So let's just see how it all plays off. You know what I mean? Let's see how it all plays off. Yeah? What else she said? She was saying that they are going to be meeting with the principals, some of the principals and teachers and so on, to discuss this, right? To discuss a way forward, in particular for the success of the Grenada Secondary School Games. I look at the clock. In the interest of time, we can skip that because it was a very short clip. Anyway, earlier, teacher, a particular teacher, to take the government to court for ducking his salary. I ain't making it up. I ain't making it up. According to reports, a teacher has filed or is contemplating on filing an action against the government of Grenada for ducking her salary in December. According to reports, she has lost just over $1,000 from the business. Now, according to the president of the GUT, Lydon Lewis, now he is saying that he understands that education officers are now attempting to intimidate the worker. He asked for the government to respect the rights of the workers and do not try to intimidate the workers who is trying to seek legal act. I'm making it up. I'm making it up. All right? This is what's going on. And if you don't believe me, hold on, look.
The union puts on record its dissatisfaction with the way the executive of the Grenada is handling a matter relating to one of its members. The member, through their attorney, has filed an action against the government of Grenada regarding the docking of her salaries. The worker is within her rights to challenge the removal of her salary as a member and also as a public servant. The Attorney General's office indicated to our council that they would be looking into the matter and that they should be given time, during which the union has learned that education officers have sought to intimidate that worker and to use the executive arm of the government, of the country, to seek to get the teacher to provide information that should have been sought by the government long before her salaries were docked. We believe that this is a blatant act of lawlessness and that these actions by the government should cease immediately. We trust that the Ministry of Education will respect the rights of the members of the Grenada Union of Teachers and their rights as a citizen and not intimidate workers who challenge them in a court of law. We believe that for too long, the ministry has been high-handed in its operation and its dealing, and it continues up to now. We denounce the actions of the education officer and her supervisors, the chief education officer and the minister of education, who are sought to intimidate that teacher when they have filed a matter regarding their rights through their attorney against the docking of her salary.
We're making it up. We're making it up. All right? And that was the president of the GUT, Lydan Lewis, talking about the business. So this is the first case we are hearing of a teacher filing court action against the government. Oh yeah. When Mikey life turn like CNN and then can I be this in the next 5 years? All going to have a lot of things to talk about to tell all the children. For example, this. I tell your wifey to help me with that story because I think they kind of busy with me tonight. So just write the story for me. Do you mind write the story and that piece and file it all? I'm making it up. File paper, people. I expect to get an email with the business. You know, I expect to get an email in the business so I can put it on the teleprompter so that I can read the business for all of the news because I serious business. Then people give me paper, handwriting and pencil. And listen, you know, instead of them people rub off where they make mistake, they scratch it out of that. I never see that yet. Listen, I'm not even making it up. When we get an award, in the next 5 years, we get an award for file paper on news. I never hear that yet. So anyway, let me read them people news we hear, Papa. So, all how we looking for time. Here we're going on. I see you have some new people on the program. Say hello to them for me, please, now, man. Say hello to the new people on the program, please, now. So there was an agreement that has been recently signed. I'm making it up too. We don't know.
My name is Joseph.
Wait, no, hold on, partner. Wait, me. Hold on. Take your time with me. Hold on. Yeah, partner, don't go there yet. All right. So there has been an agreement that has been signed with the bank and general workers. Yeah, look at here now. Thank you.
We are happy.
Right. Hold on. So take your time. So there has been an agreement. I have to read my paper the way I also have to take out. Let me read them people news here, Papa. Agreements signed between the Republic Bank and General Workers Union people. All right. So we had the field officer, Mr. Joseph Mitchell of the Bank and General Workers Union, who indicated that just under 2 years they have been negotiating for this. You understand? So they have been negotiating on 5 articles. Personal development, incentive plan, severance benefits, transfer and displacement allowance, wages and salaries, and profit sharing. Both sides were able to reach settlement on 4 of the 5 articles. You understand? And we had the field officer, Mr. Joseph Mitchell, speaking about the agreements.
To announce that we have had settlements in 4 out of the 5 articles, mainly personal development incentive plan, where the bank actually needed some form of administrative adjustment on that article. And we were happy to know that we are able to settle mutually, that both sides agreed that we could come to a settlement. Article 36, which deals with severance benefit. The employees basically were benefiting 1 month pay per year of service. The union sought an increase in severance benefit. After several discussions on the issue, we have had settlements of increased severance to workers over between 18 to 25 years will now get an additional week, and workers over 25 years will get 2 additional weeks. So I believe it's a welcome adjustment, and I believe it's something that the employees would be satisfied with. It is something that the union can work with, and we are happy that we could have had some form of agreement on this article.
All right, and there were some other articles that were agreed upon. All right, severance benefit, 1 month pay, blah blah blah. It goes on and so on. What we're going to do? We're going to post the business. We're going to salaries and wages over the next 3 years. Workers will receive a 7.5% increase. They agree to that. Profit sharing. The Bank and General Workers Union withdraws this proposal. And so this concludes the negotiation efforts between both sides for the collective period, all right? So they withdraw 1. So remember, it's 4 out of 5 that were agreed upon, all right? Transfer of this or displaced allowance workers between Grenada and Carriacou who were receiving rental and displacement allowances of $1,350 and $1,650. However, the union proposed that it was discriminatory and agreements were reached for all persons to receive $1,700. All right. So, yeah. Right. More news in all Lolo. There we go. How are we looking for time? Oh, yeah. Things heating up in Venezuela, boy. I'll come back to Grenada just now because time running out. Let me see if I could cover some of them hot stories. Let me break the freaking internet. Oh gosh, man. Me say don't say freaking. But here what's going on. Oh, yeah. Venezuela, boy. Things really heating up in Venezuela. That thing not even funny, people. Eh? You have protesters in the street, but if you see people, I try to see if I see the business on the business for you. But if you see people, all right. So Maduro was announced to be the president for, you know, for another term. Why? Them people say nothing to go so, people. If you see, well, when me clip, watch I'm playing that, you know. When me clip, boy, yeah, looky here. Yeah, them people took to the streets, people, all right? And the opposition leader appointed himself as the boss. I'm making up. The opposition, in fact, the United States of America. Look, I'm making it up. People, this is anti-government protest happening right now. We're making it up. Eh? The president, Nicolas Maduro, he said that he's cutting off diplomatic relations with the United States, the biggest importer of Venezuelan oil. He said American diplomats have 72 hours to pack your things and go. But if you want me to go, you can't be looking the way you do. But no, on a serious note, he gave them 72 hours to pack up and leave his country. He said that he had decided to break diplomatic and political relationships with the United States. See, they can't trust them. Through Mike Pence, the United States says that it recognizes the assembly somewhat as a final decision-making body. You understand? And not Maduro as a head. The opposition has declared himself, the leader of the opposition has declared himself interim president in a defiant speech today before masses of anti-government demonstrators who took to the street to demand that President Nicolas Maduro removes himself. So people, thing go heat up in Venezuela. It go get ugly. I ain't making it up. It wouldn't be pretty. You understand? This is what's going on in the place. Look at that. Look at that. But on a serious note, I don't even feel the United States have the authority to discuss any other government right now. I don't think so. The United States currently does not have the moral authority to get involved in the political happenings of any country. Let me wash my mouth before. Let me wash my mouth before, yeah. You see, B, me not making joke with them boy them up, so let me wash my mouth and take back my statement. You know what I mean? Next time when I come up, there is pressure. You know what I mean? Anyway, let me leave that talk there. So, Olia, it don't looking pretty. A nurse is being accused of impregnating a woman in a vegetative state who later gave birth. CNN is reporting that this 36-year-old nurse, let me see if I get a pick-up chair at the nurse, because we rolling out of time, boy. Yeah? How you could get a woman pregnant who is in a vegetative state? You listen, man, this is one of the biggest story worldwide right now. They say she is not able to give consent to anyone because she has been in a vegetative state. So they have ordered DNA tests for her caregivers, which includes this man on the screen. You understand? The fingers are pointing at him. At a healthcare facility. Nathan Sutherland, a licensed practical nurse. He was caring for the woman. At the Hacienda healthcare facility, charged with 1 count of sexual assault and 1 count of vulnerable adult abuse. So they order him to provide the DNA samples as the investigations continue. You have someone in a vegetative state giving birth. They set bond at $500,000. Find a little bit of money. You understand? But I never see that yet. Never. Never, people. How that one possible? You telling me? I don't want to read them stories on them. Them stories will hurt me head. All the shady program. Some of all of them shady program. What it is? All of this. What so? Some of all of the shady program, man. They had youth parliament and thing today. The 10th National Youth Parliament. It was held at the newly constructed parliament building. You had all them young politicians and them. Well, you know, it's like a mock thing now. You know what I mean? Yeah, it was like a little mock thing and thing. It was a nice little session too. Yeah, I mean, in the interest of time, we can't really go with it because we have the national report coming up in a moment. But it was a nice little session and thing, and they did well. You know what I mean? They did well. Mr. Speaker, sir, the teachers and their money. Mr. Speaker, but that wasn't the resolution. I just all talking all there. All right, so you know, we've been telling you about the agricultural network, right? So I am happy to say that the website has been receiving some traction right now, right? It's a Grenadian who hosting the website, you know. It's a website that allows people to network, you know, with other farmers, agro-processors, and people within the industry. You know, so whether or not it is that you're looking to buy or sell, that's the agriculture network for you, right? There you're going and doing all the business. All right, so let me give you the website URL again, all right? It's TheAgricul network.com. All right, so let's check it out and then get our business. They say find, list, discover everything agriculture, events, farmers, information, locations, services, agro processing, and more. The agriculture network. All right, so check them out, check out their website, and then kind of business. Okay, we have a lot of things to tell you in the national report, so we can't stick around. We can't stick, in other words. All right, so here's what to do. Give me a minute now. Now coming back with the NR. Are you fine? And share the business too, no, man. Some of all of the share the thing yet. Share the thing. Don't forget we have our website that is MikeyLive.com. All right, folks. MikeyLive.com. Okay. When you check out our website now, you will find all of the stories that, well, not all, most of the stories that we cover here. You will find them on our website. All right, guys. It's a really cool website. All the past Mikey Live programs, you would find it on the website as well. Anyway, we're coming back, man. Let me drink some water in the program, right? We're coming back, and all the stay there, don't go nowhere.
It's a new year, so how about a new look? At Quartz Optical, we have the latest brand names and styles. Plus, get 20% off credit on 12 to 24 months. Instant credit approval while you are being tested. Get 15% off cash, so you can get that new frame to go into the new year. Only at Quartz Optical, the largest, fastest growing optical chain in the Caribbean. Special conditions apply.
We mean business and we talk business.
I wanted to go back to when it started.
And we let women in business tell their own stories and inspire others.
But I'm very excited about 2019.
I am Abigail Long, and join me right here for Abby's Power Lunch.
You never looked at a piece of paper. This was just a beautiful conversation.
We talk to women of the Caribbean who make things happen.
I know, let's not just preach it, let's practice it, and it starts from household.
The pride and joy of a nation is its flag. Its colors and arrangement makes it significant and stunningly beautiful. On Wednesday, February 6th, it's National Colors Day. Every proud Grenadian is asked to deck off in clothing highlighting the colors of our flag. Whether you are dressed for work, daily routines, or casual engagements, showcase the true Grenadian spirit. Every ministry, every department, and all workplaces are encouraged to join in. National Colors Day, Wednesday, February 6, 2019. Endorsed by the National Celebrations Committee. Our people, our colors, our day. On Wednesday, February 6th, National Colors Day.
Oh yeah, folks, and what we're going to do right now is present to you the national report, and after the national report, you know, we're going to come back and we're going to do what we have to do. Again, I see that we have a lot of newcomers on the program, so again, we would like to say thank you for joining us, and thank you especially to the newcomers, and not specially, we just thank you to the newcomers, all right? And we're hoping that this is not going to be a one-time thing, that you're going to always come and visit the program, and for those of you who are always tuned into the program, thank you for so doing. We also want to recognize the viewers on WPG10. All right, the viewers on WPG10. Remember that the program is on weeknights, that we're talking about from Monday to Friday at this time. Okay, that is 9 p.m. to 10. Okay, so you can always revisit WPG10 to view the Mikey Live program. Okay, we just wanted to get that out of the way as we now present to you the national report. All right, and then following the national report, we're going to do our regular, all right, to wrap up tonight's program. Okay, so here is your national. Ooh, boy, what? So yeah, mosquitoes these days, and listen, them mosquitoes and them, they don't even afraid AC, and then AC, when they get AC, that's self they want, you know, because at least they get into stay indoors. You know what I mean? Anyway, lady, that talk there. Here's your national report.
Special committees formed to address student development. Details to this story and more in the national report. With the details to the news for today, Wednesday, January 23rd, I am Rakisha St. Louis. Two special committees are being formed to address the enhancement of education and the development of students in general. That announcement was made by Minister for Education and Human Resource Development, Honorable Emmeline Pear, during Tuesday's post-cabinet briefing. One of them will directly address the subject of regulations.
The Act in Section 13 gives the Minister of Education the right to appoint special committees to ensure that we are implementing the Education Act and we are working on advancing of the education system. Let me also say that one of those committees convened thus far is the Regulations Committee. As you know, the Act, which was developed in 2002, passed in Parliament, the Act points to a number of areas in which regulations should have been developed, and we are moving swiftly to ensure that we develop those regulations. So that committee is meeting actually today as well, and we expect that within a week they will have a presentation that they would make in plenary after working in subcommittees. Following that, we expect a presentation will be made to the advisory committee and then to cabinet, anticipating that by the end of February, Ministry of Legal Affairs should have those documents ready for regulations.
Minister Pear also provided details on the other special committee, which pertains to the spiritual development of the students.
We are firmly of the view that there's an urgent need to engage our churches in a deeper way in what is happening within our schools. I've always said this, I'm very concerned about students who probably do not attend churches in their community, probably do not have an avenue at home for prayers and spiritual development. And so I believe school must be an opportunity where this is provided. And so I am really happy to say to you this morning that at a recent meeting with representatives from the various denominations island-wide across Grenada, we have had firm commitments from our pastors, our leaders, that they are prepared to work with the Ministry of Education. And so a subcommittee has been set up, and that subcommittee would present a recommendation to the Ministry of Education, basically outlining how this can be done within our schools.
Young people in Grenada showed their ability to be the future leaders, demonstrating their understanding on topical issues debated at the 45th Independence Anniversary Youth Parliament on Wednesday. They debated the resolution, be it resolved that the political, economic, social and other benefits from being an independent nation far outweigh the dependency on a monarchy. The 9-member government side, led by Prime Minister Neilon Franklin, stood united and firm in favor of the proposed resolution, saying that there are more benefits to be derived from being an independent nation.
Look at those islands that have remained under the monarchy. They are more economically developed than we are. Forgetting, Mr. Speaker, the social and moral foundation that exists here within our country. The very same thing that they bashed us for last Thursday. Mr. Speaker, how can we sit in this honorable house and say to the Grenadian people that a system that oppressed us, a system that suppressed our voice, Mr. Speaker, is better than what we have today, where every member, every citizen of this country, Mr. Speaker, has the right to cast their ballot in an electoral process.
The 8-member opposition, led by Natisha Ruiz, resoundingly disagreed. She says more work needs to be done before Grenada can boldly declare its position as an independent nation.
Mr. Speaker, I know you and everybody in here is very familiar with the story, Jonah and the whale. Mr. Speaker, our people cried out and said they wanted a change. They got the change. But Mr. Speaker, me and my team are just waiting in the bellies of the whale to be vomited back. So that we know when we come back here in office, Mr. Speaker, all what they did there, all the comments they made in this honorable house, will be able to clean it up. Not just sweep it under the carpet, Mr. Speaker, but clean it up, and clean it up good, Mr. Speaker, because I know, I'm very confident in my colleagues. And we, as people for our country, Mr. Speaker, our little nation, I know we can move our nation forward, Mr. Speaker.
Youth Minister Honorable Kate Lewis noted that the Youth Parliament provides a chance for young people to experience firsthand the parliamentary process. She's confident it creates avenues for them to air their views on matters of national importance.
Our government's mandate to have young persons representing us as people in the Parliament of Grenada, both the upper and the lower house of Parliament. And we also have that mandate where we want to produce our future leaders. So what we did is to see the return of the National Youth Parliament so that our young people can get the exposure to make the contributions towards the country.
The 2019 National Youth Parliament is one of the many activities listed for the commemoration of the 45th Independence Celebration. Member of the National Celebrations Committee, Ms. Tonya Hyacinth, applauded the young debaters.
I must say, as a member of the National Celebration, we are very pleased with what took place. We saw valid points being put across. We know that the participants would have had training sessions, and we can see from this that their training did go as planned, and they have learned the rules of Parliament and how to execute speeches in Parliament, and for that we are very pleased.
Nealon Franklin, who represented the leader of government business, was awarded the most outstanding debater of the 2019 National Youth Parliament. This is the National Report. We'll have more news after the break.
It is here again, it is here again. The Made in Grenada Expo is here again. And I just hope the whole of Grenada ready, because I sung in a clarion call. The Made in Grenada Expo is here again. The Made in Grenada Expo is on February 7th, and the public is encouraged to come out and give full support and buy out all local products on show. Products manufactured right here in Grenada, 100% Grenadian, and it's happening right here at the National Stadium. Are taking in the Independence Parade and the Made in Grenada Expo one time. I am so excited. That's why I'm making a fireside. I bring my tent, my blanket and all kind of thing, and I'm camping right here until everything done on February 7th. The Made in Grenada Expo is here again.
Welcome back. Education Minister Honorable Emmeline Pear has given government's assurance that it will work with the principals and teachers, the Athletics Association, Olympic Committee, Ministry of Sports, and all those interested in the development of the nation's children to ensure the successful hosting of the March 2019 Secondary School Games. Government's decision to host the Games is in response to the cancellation of the Intercol Games by the Grenada Association of Principals of Secondary Schools. The Education Minister is confident that government has the means and structure to make the March Games a reality.
These games would take what I would say 2 layers of activities at the zonal level. So you will have the zonal games, and you will have the national games. So the secondary school students will have the opportunity to compete at the local level, meaning within the zone at the parish level, and then at the national level. We also would have identified a shortcoming over the years, which is an opportunity to the students who performed extremely well, probably never got the chance to move on, and then moved on to TAMCC, the Darren Modo and many others who we shouted for in Intercol only about a year ago, and we never heard of them significantly thereafter. So we have to ensure that we continue to provide opportunities through the school sports. TAMCC is an institution under the Ministry of Education. So those opportunities must be provided.
A press conference will soon be held to officially launch the Grenada Secondary School Games. And finally, contractors were engaged in a seminar on Wednesday organized by the Basic Needs Trust Fund, the BNTF, to impart more knowledge on infrastructure, climate change, and gender equality. BNTF, now into its 9th cycle, is a poverty reduction project sponsored by the Government of Grenada and the Caribbean Development Bank. The importance of respecting gender capabilities in various skills was one highlight of the seminar. Mrs. Elaine Henry McQueen is the Senior Program Officer in the Gender and Family Affairs Division in the Ministry of Social Development. She says the ministry is committed to bridging the gap of gender inequality, especially within professions that are perceived to be male-oriented.
There is gender inequality in Grenada, and one of the challenges is that there aren't enough women participating as employees in the construction industry. And one way to break that gap, bridge that gap, break down that barrier, is to work with the contractors themselves to hopefully get to that point where more women and young women will be encouraged to seek employment? And how can those contractors work with a new workforce where men and women will be working together on construction sites?
Climate change and its effect on infrastructure was also highlighted at the forum. Head of the Environment Division in the Ministry of Climate Resilience, Aria St. Louis, stressed the need for more consideration to be given to building sustainably.
We certainly know that with support from physical planning, there are certain areas that are already known to be flood prone. What we needed and what we discussed today were the kind of measures that we would need to put in place in terms of infrastructure, as well as the kind of measures that builders and contractors need to think about in terms of energy efficiency.
A few of the participants expressed satisfaction in the seminar.
I would really appreciate if there'd be a follow-up workshop explaining the principles required for execution of said contract so that we could even be further enlightened and be able to offer a better service.
That's really good information for me to take in, especially in the context whereby I help design homes and houses and projects and stuff for the wider community here in Grenada. And the information that is being fed to us now would better assist me in helping to guide the clients and what have you and stuff in how to develop and how to design with all the changes that are actually taking place and that's coming. So I think the information that was disseminated here is very, very pertinent to this industry and needed for us at this point in time.
I'm better equipped with the overall objectives and the prerequisites needed in order to ascertain bids from BNTF, and not only to bid but to successfully procure those projects. So I found it very beneficial.
That story just brought the curtains down on the national report for today, Wednesday, January 23rd, 2019. Let's recap the top story. Special committees formed to address student development. On behalf of all those who made this newscast possible, I am Rikisha St. Louis saying thank you for joining us. Until next time.
Alrighty, folks, that's good right there, right now. So thank you very much to everyone who was a part of the national report. It's always good to hear from you guys. All right, now, folks, it's now time for us to start wrapping up for tonight. Let's just get a brief idea as to. I've not gotten the specific details on the weather from the usual source, but I can give you our generic information. All right, that we have. And the 10 o'clock forecast shows that tonight's minimum temperature is going to be around 25 degrees Celsius as a low. All right, winds 23 kilometers per hour, humidity 79%, and zero precipitation. All right, and folks, we have lost time on the program right now, so I not able to go through all the regular for you. All right, so I just want to say thank you for viewing the program, and some of you have not yet done so, so I want to encourage those of you who have not yet done so to please share the program. We have Rena, we have my mom, we have my sister tuned in right now. We also have with us Colette, Angela, Angel, Lintana, Kireen, Shireen, Sugar Baby, Asha, Nika, Donna, Zaka, and Melly, Gwendolyn, Shumin, Lisa, Sally, and Trevelyn, also Shiva, and Helen. And folks, sometimes you wonder how, I know some of the people wondering how I big up some people on the program and I don't big them up. I just call the names that I see chatting at the time. All right, so if you want me to call your name, you just have to put in a comment so I'll see it. All right, Allah is there with us as well. And folks, I really need to get, honestly, I really need to get something from the United States. I would hate to buy a plane ticket to come to the United States to get something from my program to come back. All right, and so it's very important that I get an equipment for the program down to Grenada. So if you are coming to Grenada anytime soon, please let me know. All right, and we could work something out. I could probably pay for your entire bag I don't care. I really don't have the time to come up to the United States to get anything to come back. It's not going to work for me like that, all right? So even if I have to pay for your entire suitcase, I'll do that. But I need to get something coming down here, all right, as soon as possible. Yes, and it is for the program. It's not for me personally. It's for the program. All right, guys? So please, if you can, just let me know. All right, just hit me a message or something like that. Or you can check me out on WhatsApp, 414-9995. That number again, 414-9995. All right, so folks, that's as far as we can go for tonight. God bless you, and we'll be back tomorrow, God's willing. Or you could send me a message on Facebook too, all right, guys? As soon as you can. Okay, guys, so that's it. Let me see who else is on the program. So Sally, I called your name already. I see Rose is with us, with Della. Nicole is with us. Danielle, Helen, Sheba. So Rolanda is with us as well, and Catherine is with us. Shauna is with us as well. Danielle, Cynthia. Who else is with us? Crispin, Michael, my brother, my twin brother, is with us as well. Patsy, Suzette, Cadet is with us as well. All right, so guys, I see Quinn with us. Some Quinn, I think I saw just a moment ago, right? So guys, please take care of yourselves. Yes, Queenie is with us tonight. Okay, so goodbye, guys. Jennifer, I see you as well, and Asha. Rachel, I see you. Osric, I see you as well, and Jacinta. God bless you guys. Let's go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We all say Ja. No. Good night, everyone.